Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 13, Episode 28, overall 688 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with a great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can also call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969 and has been a proud sponsor and advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the last 3.5 years. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. This year is flying by, and I'm excited to have my guest tonight. This is her first appearance on our show, and she is a TV writer, stand-up comedian, producer, actor. She wears many hats, and now she's a stand-up comedian out of Los Angeles, and her name is Andrea Abbate, and we're going to bring her on 1 minute and talk to her about her career in the TV entertainment industry and now in the world of comedy. So just 1 second, we're going to bring on Andrea Abbate right now. Good evening, Andrea. How are you doing?
Hi, good. I'm very good. I love that applause by your many listeners.
Thank you so much. I do have a boo one. I have a whole bunch of things. This technology nowadays is so amazing.
I know. We don't even know if it's you or me here. We could just both be AIs.
And AI is a huge impact in every industry in the world nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. We're all freaking out about it over here. Over here, it's kind of funny because they said, the Mexicans were going to take our jobs, but it's the robots. And as I say in my act, if they ever make Mexican robots, we're screwed.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about AI later in the show, but since we brought it up, do you find AI is going to shrink the film and TV industry?
I am not shrink it. No, shrink maybe the jobs for people to do. That remains to be seen. But I mean, I think it would be foolish to say that it won't. I think it'll take over a lot of jobs, but I don't think it will take over writing or acting in many senses. Maybe it can take over acting. I don't know, but I don't think it can take over writing. But I may just be being, wishful thinking. I don't think it'll take over stand-up comedy because that is very live and very interactive. And that would be hard to do. That would be sad if it did all of my jobs and I have nothing left.
As a stand-up comedian, have you seen some comedians use AI for their writing of jokes?
No. And if you no, and I've only heard them talk about it, that they tried to put in a joke into AI and got very poor results. So no, I haven't heard of anybody doing that. And I have a very dark sense of humor. So a lot of my references and subject matter that I speak on is dark. So I did it for a thing and said, hey, AI, because I have a lot of jokes on suicide. And I thought, wonder if it'll make one. And I said, make a joke about suicide. And it said, that is a very serious subject, but if you feel like that, call this number. And I was like, okay, forget it. So you have to be sarcastic, you have to have nuance, it's a lot of things that comedy does that, you know what I'm saying, that it's not literal. And I think AI is fairly literal at this time.
What are your thoughts on creativity in comedy in TV nowadays? Do you find creativity is sort of kind of shrinking too?
No, I don't find
No.
creativity shrinking on any fronts. I feel like people really have the pedal to the metal and are trying to do their best and, sell their next show and beat out their competition for the job. No, I feel like creativity is high. Sometimes you deal with execs who are not that creative and boohoo a project that would be great. So it's an unusual thing in television that you have to get approval, and same with film. You have to get approval from non-creative people to do your creative project, and that doesn't even make any sense. So it'd be like, as a chef, you have to ask a non-chef if it's okay if you make such and such and use such and such, and that person doesn't know anything about it. So or if you're a pilot, then you have to ask a non-pilot, is it okay if I fly over here, if I decelerate, or if I go up, or if I whatever. It's so crazy that we have to get approval of people who are not creative and are not educated and have no experience in creating television or anything. So that's unusual, but it's like anything, it's a challenge.
Before, Andrea, we get into some more questions, you mentioned you had some dogs. You have what, 4 dogs?
I do. I have 2 right behind me. Do you see those 2 little faces? Nene.
Yes.
Nathan.
What's the story behind your dogs?
And is the little one and Rosie. I adopted Rosie when she was 13 and a half, and she's 16 now. And
Wow.
her mom became homeless. So blah, blah, blah. She has a long, sad story, but she's a sweetheart and she's sleeping right now. And then little Nathan, Nene, hi. He's my little doll. I saw him on the internet in 2018, and a lady had him in Arkansas, and her husband had cancer and blah, blah, blah. I flew to Little Rock, Arkansas from California the following day and went and got him and came back. So
Dogs. Sorry about that. Dogs have been a big part of my life, and I've always adopted. And right now, I volunteer at a local humane society twice a week, dog walking and fundraising. And as happy as I'm to see the dogs get adopted and go home, I'm also a little sad because the longer they're down there, the more I see them, the more I get attached to them. But the main job is to get them adopted into good homes with good families.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop. We have another one that looks a lot like Rosie, which I wish she'd lift her head. I know she's part poodle. She's very cute. I have another one, which is why I thought to adopt an older dog, because I have another 14. Well, she was 14 and she's 15 now, a 15-year-old poodle mix or something downstairs. And then my husband has a Jack Russell Terrier mix downstairs, who's a crazy dog. And I also have a parrot. I have a parrot that's in my bathroom. I would get her if you would like her to be on my shoulder. She loves to sit on my shoulder, but I thought it might be distracting.
What's her name?
Cher.
Cher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cher.
What's the story behind Cher?
Cher is a sweet little conure. I started watching, just for fun, little videos about conures about 2 years ago. And then I was following so many birds, and my husband said, well, why don't we just go get a bird? And so there was this guy in, I don't know what his city is, but it's close in LA, close. And so he has a house full of birds. And so we got a little bird named Sunny. And then later on, we thought, oh, we should get Sunny a friend. And so we got Cher. But then Sunny flew off, and we have them, unclipped so that she can leave if she wants to. So she's unclipped, but Sunny left. He flew the coop, so to speak, although we didn't have a coop. I'll go get her. Let me get her. I'm going to walk over there, just grab her.
Okay.
She would love to. She's got
This
a
will
lot.
This will be my first live parrot.
Oh, she's a doll. Oh, here she is. Look. Do you see her?
I see her. Hello.
Say
She's
hi.
beautiful.
She is
beautiful.
All right, now I'm
Wow.
going to put her on my shoulder. Let's grab her. Come here, little angel. Come on, little girl.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, Cher is a little doll. But I'm going to keep this little stick handy in case I need to put her someplace else. Sometimes she likes to be on top of sunglasses or eat your necklace or eat the keys on the screen. But often she's just happy to sit there. And she likes to talk too. So she says, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Share the star parrot now.
Yes, the star parrot. Yeah, you're on a podcast.
Anybody that likes pets and animals and loves them, it's got to be a good person.
I think so too. So I love animals. We also have 14 chickens in our side yard.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a lot. Do you want to go over there? She might fly off someplace, but she can. Oh, there she goes.
She did. She just flew off right on live podcast. Awesome.
It's fun having her be able to fly. She had her wings trimmed when we got her, but I thought, no, like for instance, your dogs. My dogs could not live if I just opened the door and let them walk into the street. They would be hit by cars. There's no other dogs roaming the streets. It's not safe for them. But we have a huge exotic bird demographic in the trees here in LA. So I felt like if she hears another little conure or Sunny or someone that she fancies, she has the right to go out there and do her thing.
Andrea, are you originally from Los Angeles?
No, I'm originally from a small town in California called Fresno, and it's about 2.5 hours from LA. But I came to LA when I was 16 and a half. I graduated high school early, and I came to UCLA, and then I never left. I was like, oh, this is the place for me. I like a big town.
How much of an adjustment was coming to the big city?
All good. I came to go to UCLA, and I love school. I like learning, so that was fun. And I just immersed myself in that from the get-go. And then it was all an adjustment to be good. It's like, I felt like Dorothy, if you're in Kansas, it's like, okay, then it takes a little adjustment to be in Oz, but it's all good. I loved it. I love the people. I like the different cultures that you find. I love the beaches. The mountains are right here. I like the sense of art that's in this city, of like it's kind of attracts artists, and I like that. I didn't know I wanted to be a writer back then, but I was drawn to creativity, and there's a lot of creativity in Los Angeles, so that's what I like the most about it.
When did you develop the interest or bug for the entertainment industry as an actress?
Well, I say that I had an interest in it when I was in high school, and I went to a lot of dramatic competitions and humorous competitions, and I was on the debate team and all that stuff. But then my mom and dad lowered the boom and said, we're not going to pay for college unless you do this or that. So I followed their mandate and got a degree in economics, which is definitely not my cup of tea, but I guess I'm glad I did. I don't know. I don't think I'm glad I did, but I learned it, and that was fine. So, but I had an interest from long ago, and it just I went down a side road for a while. Then I veered back after college.
Who were some of your favorite actors and actresses growing up that you really enjoyed?
Well, there was a movie that was nominated for an Academy Award, and I don't recall if she won or if she won for song, but Diana Ross, who was a famous singer, she was first with the Supremes and then also by herself, and we still have her here today, which is amazing. But she acted in the movie Lady Sings the Blues. And that was a movie based on the life of Billie Holiday, who I was also a fan of. And my grandmother and a few other people I knew played her songs. And so I watched that and I was mesmerized by that film, Lady Sings the Blues. Then I went and got the soundtrack back in the day when you could buy the album. And I just played that album over and over and over again on my record player, as much as I ever played the Beatles. I played the Beatles a lot. I played Hair, but I loved Lady Sings the Blues. And I was so impressed with Diana Ross for being the amazing singer, entertainer, showwoman, and actress. And she embodied it to me. I believed it. You know, I watched that movie many times and thought she was fantastic. Didn't you?
Is there,
And also, Billy D. Williams was in the movie as her, as a guy, a male lead, and he was also awesome. That movie was riveting to me. Mhm.
is there one actress today that could play Andrea Abbate? If there's one certain actress, who would you like to play yourself?
Mm. You know, I've written a lot of sitcoms that are about my life, and we've always had to hire actresses to play them, depending on their availability and age and blah, blah, blah. Today, if I could go back in a time machine, I would take Christina Applegate. I also, of course, Deborah Messing from Will and Grace. Oh, and Jenna Elfman, when she was Dharma and Greg and all the other shows she's done, she would be good. I don't know of a current young actress. I'll tell you somebody else I would hire in a heartbeat. Sharon Horgan. She was one of the leads and wrote Bad Sisters. And she also wrote and was one of the leads in Catastrophe. She is English and just very, very talented. I like her. I like all the parts of her personality. I would hire her first. That's who I'd hire. Today, if they were making a show about me, I would hire Sharon Horgan.
Have you thought about a book in the future about your career?
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. My bird, this is the one thing about a bird. She sees this beautiful wooden frame of a picture of one of my kids and she's chewing on it.
Oh,
So come back over here. And you can chew on this fun stick. I am writing a book. I'm finishing the book, and it's a memoir about my life, not really about my career. It's a childhood memoir, kind of in the vein of Running with Scissors or Glass Castle or Liars Club, or along those veins, comedy and trauma all swirled together like a dairy cream ice cream.
how would you describe yourself as a writer, and when will this book be available for people to purchase online?
How would I describe myself as a writer? Okay, well, I describe myself as a writer as dark humor. I've had a lot of things occur in my life. And so my humor is very dark, but I have a positive spin because I'm kind of a positive person that, things are looking good. And if you put your, if you produce and produce and produce, something will come of it, and you can always change your morale by being more productive and all those things that I believe. And the future is bright, don't you think, Cher? But I talk about dark subjects. So she likes to do this. Look at this, Chris. I just twirl her around on this and she thinks it's so much fun. So I am a unique writer because I talk about dark things, but with a smile on my face, and finding an unusual angle. And so this memoir, I always think I'm almost done. All the pages are written. There's no other page that needs to be written. But as any writer knows, there's several drafts of something. And I am on I'm finishing draft 2 and beginning draft 3. And I think it will be, I'm hoping August 1, I have it published. And it will be available online. And I have such a great venue for selling this book because I do shows where there's a low of 100, but a high to 1,000 people a show. So afterwards, instead of selling T-shirts or things that various comics, there she goes, sell, I'm hoping to sell my book after the show. That's my plan.
Well, congratulations, and I'll have to look at buying a copy of your book.
Thank you, Chris. I think you will like it. It's a page turner. It's a
Absolutely.
oh no, but you know that things turned out okay. So no matter how many oh no's there are, you're like, what if she's right here and she's smiling today?
And you know what I've learned too in life, and especially in radio media, you're going to have your successes, but you're also going to have your setbacks, and you got to
Yeah.
get through the setbacks. Adversity builds character, and I
Yes.
learned from my setbacks.
Yes, absolutely. And we have to be resilient, and we have to row our own boats. No one is going to care more about your dream than you do. No one is going to care if you reach your goals more than you do. I'm not saying no one will care, but if you're not putting your back into it, certainly no one else is. So I like that, because then ultimately it is a merit situation. Like you get what you put your attention on. Put your attention on your career, figure out what you can do to and what can you do to move it forward, and keep going.
Find your passion, and I found my passion at the age of 47, and now I'm 53. And on this show, I've interviewed people as young as 18, and I've interviewed a stand-up comedian who passed away recently a couple years ago, who was 80 years old, Marty Ross.
Oh yeah. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
he was on
cool.
this show. So good storytelling, and age
Yeah.
is just a number. Age is just a number,
100.
and never, and always keep an open mind too. And you have to, like you mentioned, you have to have a strong mindset. You have to believe in yourself, because other people not necessarily will believe in you.
That's exactly right. It's really fun. What's great about show business is you always get another chance to reinvent yourself. As much as you want to buy a ticket and go again and try to crack it again, you can do that. We don't, maybe in sports, I don't know so much about sports. I don't know if sports is as forgiving as the entertainment industry, but you can be, look at Louis C.K. He was up, then he was canceled. Now he's back, and Booker T. Washington, who is a famous Black educator and I would say influencer of his time, started a school a long time ago, but he had many quotable quotes. One is, competence crosses color lines, and competence crosses all sorts of lines and all sorts of like if you fell off a cliff, get more competent and come back up. People can put you down, but they will forgive you if you are competent, if you are good at what you're doing. I mean, look at Woody Allen. People thought that was like, oh my God, the worst thing ever. And then meanwhile, he went on and produced all these movies, and people went to them. And, I do think that competence is the key to any problem that you're having. Work on yourself, work on your competence, get back out there and give it another try. So I'm very fortunate to be in an industry that admires those abilities and admires resilience and insouciance and coming back and learning from the school of hard knocks.
Absolutely. And put in your work. Whatever career you go into, you got to put in the work. And all my opportunities I've been given in media in this talk show, I've had to go out and reach and earn them. Nothing has been given to me. And when I was younger, I wasn't ready for this. I used to kind of shrink in the spotlight, and now I'm very comfortable in front of speaking to high school students and speaking in front of adults and my talk shows as well. And being in my other career, security for 24 years, I had to deal with a lot of situations as security. And I think that former career prepared me for this because I learned how to communicate, but I also had to learn to listen and also show empathy for people that were being asked to leave or having too much to drink at a casino. So I had to deal with a lot of situations in my former career. And I think with that and my life experience, it's kind of prepared me for this new career I'm in.
Yes, exactly. That's right. And it's never too late. It really, truly, as long as you're drawing breath, it is never too late to to try to achieve a goal, to name a goal, focus on it, and figure out how can I do it? How can I get my feet wet? And then get in the pool and do it. Yeah, it's what makes life really fun for me. I do comedy 6 nights a week.
Wow.
6 nights a week. I have 2 quick little shows here in town after we're done. And then I drive in the morning to San Diego to do 2 big shows at Comedy Heights in San Diego, 8:00 shows on the 3rd and 4th.
It's on my ticker down here too.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I see that. And then stand-up comedy, yes, all of that. All of those and more. I'm very, you could see I stay busy.
Yeah. Any plans to do comedy internationally or even Canada, which is a hotbed for comedy?
Yes. Well, I do have a plan. And I can't tell you exactly when it is, but what I'm doing right now, I have an assistant who is helping me reach out to all of my Instagram followers. And I'm on Instagram at Andrea Abbate, Abbate. And I have like over 20,000 followers. So I am, and they're wonderful followers, and they've given me, most of them, the cities that they live in and their email or phone number so I can reach out to them when I go there. So I just have to add up how many I have in any Canadian city. Seems that a lot of my followers come from Texas and Chicago and Portland and New York, Philadelphia and Baton Rouge. Those are, and then smatterings across California. So right now, those are the ones I'm planning to head to, and Ohio. But they're all in the United States. But I did go to Canada before. I went to the Just for Laugh Festival in Montreal back in the day, and I also shot. I shot a short film in Vancouver once and fell in love with Vancouver. How beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my God. And I've done comedy in Toronto. But what I did is I used to do stand-up, and I got very fortunate within doing it for just 2 years. I got offered a TV show. So then I went into TV. And then when that TV show didn't go forward, they put me on another TV show, and I liked acting, but I really liked writing. It seemed weird just to say words that other people wrote. So then I bought a laptop and I would start to write in between shooting these shows. So then I got kind of popular as a writer, and been lucky to make a great living as a writer all these years. Never went back into stand-up Did nothing in stand-up for 20 some years. But then when the writer's strike happened in 2023 here, I thought, it's illegal for me to write a new show, but wonder if I'm a comic and I make my act about the show I want to create. So I thought I'll just use stand-up as a tool to write, and then I'll film my stand-up show and I can use this as my pitch for my next TV show. But then I realized how much I missed getting the immediate gratification from an audience and not dealing with these executives where you have to show your whole script and all your jokes to somebody who's not a creative person and get their okay on it. What I love about stand-up, of course, it's not as lucrative as television, but what I love about it is if you think something is worthwhile or funny or interesting, you can say it and you get immediate feedback. And 9 out of 10 times, I'm very happy that I said it. And I'm like, yes, see, I knew that was funny. So there's also no censorship in stand-up, which is fantastic because, again, you don't have to get approval from these various men or women with their various points of views to say something. You can just say it because you think it's funny. End of story.
How much did your acting career help you in your transition into writing and the producing side of television and as a stand-up comedian as well?
My acting career did not help it. My writing, my being a stand-up helped. Writing my own material and saying it gave me the confidence to write a show about my life and act in it. So, and then that got the eyes of other people to put me on their shows. And then because there was no writing element or like heavy lifting mentally in that career, I leaned back into acting, which I preferred because I'm not acting, but writing, because you're very involved mentally. You're on, I have a friend that has a good deal of money and she travels everywhere. I mean, all the time. And even, yeah, just so much. And she's like, I can't believe you could just stay home. And I'm like, I'm not staying home. In my mind, I'm living all these different lives depending what script I'm writing. So I'm traveling mentally. I don't need to go and get a boarding pass and get on a plane and do all that. I'm there. I'm in Paris on assignment. I'm trying to solve a case, in New York. I'm doing this, that, and the other. So I really love writing, and writing has been the door, the key to my success and the thing that opens doors and what I'm most proud of. Hello, Cher. Did you want to come back on? She's walking back towards me too, I think.
This might be Cher's first appearance on a Canadian podcast.
Yes, it is. It is her debut, her Canadian debut, and her podcast debut.
That's awesome. You're going to have to brand Cher.
I will bring Cher. Sometimes, though, people are afraid of birds. It's very strange to me. And then I have to keep her in this backpack that has like a glass cover. But I don't like to do that because, she's used to flying. Why should she be in a little case? But yes, if she was safe, I would take her, and I could not prohibit her ability to be mobile. I would take her all around. But isn't she a cutie?
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to ask you this too, Andrea. How would you describe yourself as a writer, and in your opinion, from your experience, what makes a good writer in 2026?
Well, what makes a good writer in 2026 is the same thing that makes a good writer in the future and in the past: being very hardworking, having a work ethic where you're putting in time daily, whether you have a headache, whether you're giving a dinner party, whether you had doctors, whatever it is, your kids are having meltdowns, you had to bail someone out of jail. Great, all that. But also write. Don't go to bed until you've written at least an hour or whatever it is you've said you're going to do. Secondly, having a voice. And it might not be till you're 40 or 50 that you find your voice. It might be that you found it at 7 years old and you were gifted, and it might be you're in college and you find your voice, or high school. It can come at any time. They always say the muse will show up, but will you be sitting at your keypad when it does? You've got to be there for the muse to strike. You've got to be using your imagination and thinking thoughts and mulling scenes and situations over in your head. But what makes a good writer is having a perspective, having a voice. I have my voice. I'm funny and dark. And I've been through a lot of trauma, but I have a bright outlook. And then I have a very good work ethic. I will get it done. I might procrastinate within my own deadline, but I will never miss a deadline. And I love writing. So I love it. So it's not hard for me to do. I love the concept of sitting with a pen and paper. I used to do that, or sitting at a keyboard, like right here, what we're doing this on, or even if not that, on my phone, I will use a voice recorder to, oh, she's back. I use a voice recorder to record ideas, thoughts, jokes, scenes, etc., to then transpose when I get home. I really like writing. I like nothing makes me happier. Well, telling a joke having a great set on stage does make me just as happy. But if I feel like I'm not creating, you cannot eat any keys. She's now on my pad. So let me see her stick. You can't press escape or anything like that. She's like, but I
got to get a picture of that after. I'll have to get a screenshot of that. I wanted to ask you, Andrea, as well. Do you find after the writer's strike, do you find the writing industry is kind of shrunk?
Yeah, I have. I think it's transforming, and I think we're in the middle of a transformation and we don't know it. We don't have the perspective to see it, but I feel like we're television, and the CBS's, NBC's, and all of that have shrunk on what they need and want and the monies they have to produce it and stuff. Instagram and TikTok and other things that I may not even be aware of has taken up the slack. And so you have a lot of people writing, whether they're just making content for their own page or whether they are part of a group putting on things that they're producing. I think there's going to be many more producers and writers in the future, and they're not going to be going through the channels that I did. I'm not quite sure where it's landing for its next stop, but I think network television has shrunk, and there is such a glut of things on streamers that it's hard to stand out on a streamer. So I feel that TikTok and YouTube channels and all that is people are going to just be their own band, and make their own stuff. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go, but I don't like to have a pessimistic point of view and saying, oh, it's all going down. It's just transforming, and we don't know exactly where it's landed, but it is exciting.
Yeah, I grew up in the 70s, and TV in the 70s and 80s and even 90s was great because after I was done school or done work, there was a TV show, sitcom I had to go see, and it was like must see Tuesday night or Thursday night or Friday night. I call it the golden age of TV, and I'm hoping it does come back at some point with sitcoms.
Yes, I do too. I hope so too. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's like, I know that back in the, I don't know my time period, but 40s, 50s, I don't know when TV started. I guess 50s, maybe 40s. Probably I don't know 50s, when it started.
I would say the early 50s, late 40s, early 50s.
So let's say grandma and grandpa that were in the 50s probably thought, I don't want a TV. I just love the radio shows that we used to gather around and hear. So I know that I also enjoyed a lot of must-see TV and such, but it could also go the way of the radio.
The radio industry, I've noticed, has shrunk, and nowadays you can do radio from your own home with the right equipment, like I am.
Exactly, exactly. And I think TV is going to go a similar route. What I will say is creativity and people knocking on doors and trying to get their product out there and get their creation and their vision and their book or their whatever, their song, their joke out there is not diminished at all. No, you can't go on the keys. But the avenues to get that to people are changing. How can
And
this not be a fun little bird to have? It's so distracting.
you're gonna
She
put this into a sitcom.
like it's hard to work with pets, they always say. And she couldn't be on TV because you could never have continuity of a shot.
But she could be on TikTok.
Yes, she could be on TikTok. She should have her own TikTok channel. I have a few things on my Instagram where my friend who does voiceovers does a voice for her and has her be like a Regina George mean girl to my little Nathan. It's pretty good.
Andrea, can you just tell our audience a little bit about creating TV shows for Showtime, HBO, NBC, CBS, ABC, Disney Plus, and Freeform, and what that experience was like?
Wow. The only one that I did differently was on ABC, CBS, because that came from doing my stand-up, and that was the first network that gave me a TV show, and it was based on my stand-up. And I wrote it, and they bought it, and that was exciting. Once you get your foot in the door, and you're acknowledged to be a good writer, then all you have to do, which is not easy, but still all you have to do is to pitch shows. Your agent will set you up with meetings and you pitch different ideas. I sold 23 different TV shows in my life.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. 2 that I starred in and the rest for other people to be in. And I really enjoyed it very much. You have to pitch all the characters. You pitch the first episode. So you have to have it written in your mind, and then you pitch the season and what is the engine of the show? What are people staying tuned for? What is the theme of the show? You pitch several jokes for each character. It's a lot of writing and it's a large creation to do. It takes 2 to 3 months to come up with that pitch. But then once you have that pitch together, you go around like a traveling salesman to every outlet, Hulu, Amazon, Netflix. Don't go to the bathroom. She just did.
Oh,
That's the only thing about a bird. She just went to the bathroom on my pants, but it's all right. It's a small amount, but still it's not ideal.
Andrea, do you have a couple more minutes? Just a couple more questions. And I just wanted to play one of your little video clips.
Oh, sure.
How would you describe yourself as a producer, and what was it like working on the set of the Tony Danza show, Rude Awakening, Young and Hungry, and Accidentally on Purpose?
So fun. Being a producer is great if you're a multitasker. If you can solve a casting problem where maybe the actors are not getting along downstairs, if you can keep the writing team going and then say, I'll be back in a minute and I want to hear 5 ideas of how this could be funny. And then you can go and have a budget meeting and find out that they can't afford the lights for this night scene that you're attempting to do. So you've got to switch it today. And then come back and look at some tapes of actors that are sent in for next week's show and approve or disapprove them. If you are a multitasker and that sounds fun, it's a great job. It's so consuming and time flies. In television, you often put in 12, 14, 15, 16-hour days, but you're really having a good time for the most part, or at least being mentally challenged and stimulated enough that you don't know that you've been sitting in the same chair for 16 hours.
Andrea, I'm gonna play one of your clips from your YouTube channel. Andrea Abbate, I guess on YouTube channel. I've already hit subscribe, liked, and share. And this is your clip from 11-hour marriage clip. And I
Oh,
thought it was funny. So we're gonna play the clip right now. Just bear with me and let me know if you can hear the audio.
okay.
Our husband, my first husband was 11 hours. Yeah. How I got out of it was I realized after when we were eating our cake and stuff that I did not like him. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? So I just talked till morning. And then in the morning I said, this was a mistake. And finally said, let's go back and see the minister. And I was like, yes. And when we went to the minister, I pled my case and he ripped up our papers. So we didn't even have to get a divorce. So it was just more like a wedding themed date. I had an 11-hour husband. My
There you go.
first husband.
Thank you so much. And
did.
again,
11-hour husband. So it was just a little longer than your podcast, that marriage.
just 1 second. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for letting me play that clip.
Yes, no problem. And thanks to my poor decisions, I have a lot of material to do jokes about.
And I have a couple of viewers watching, and Rebecca says yes, she's watching on Facebook. And
Aw.
what do you like most about being a stand-up comedian? What drives you to be a stand-up comedian?
Oh, I love connecting with people at shows, and that humor crosses everything. I know that, I work in Vegas a lot, and sometimes they have you do 3 shows a night, 8, 10, and 12, or 8, 10, and 11:30, or whatever. And, you think, oh, these are all people out to have fun. Well, yes, they are out to have fun, but they might have just lost their car, their home savings. They might have just drunk themselves into a tizzy. They might have just had a huge argument with their wife or girlfriend. They might have just gotten dumped, rejected, or planned this trip so that they could make a marriage proposal that didn't happen. So you'd be surprised the state of mind that many of the audience come to your comedy show in, and what an honor it is to be the person to lift them up and make them laugh regardless of what's going on. I feel like it is the most therapeutic thing. I know that if we could all laugh at ourselves and find the humor in our tragedies, we would be in better spirits, and we'd be that much more able to take on a new day. And it is for those reasons that I love it.
It's cheaper than seeing a shrink.
1000%.
And what's 2 words to describe Andrea Abbate as a stand-up comedian? 2 words.
Earthquake, who is one of my favorite stand-up comics, said and always says, she'll shock the shit out of you. So that's what I'm going to say. I will shock the shit out of you. You will not expect to come out of my mouth what comes out of my mouth. You picked a very, but anyway, watch my clips on Instagram or TikTok at Andrea, Abbate, and I know you will laugh. And if you could come and see me perform or join my, join me on Instagram, I will let you know when I'm in a town near you. And it's been an honor to be here with you, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
And as we wrap this up, what's one fun fact about yourself? And do you have a question for the host as we wrap this up?
Fun fact, I've been married 4 times. I have 4 kids and 4 dogs. So there's something about that number 4 that that has followed me wherever I've gone. Yes, I see this as a sports and entertainment. Which do you like better, sports or entertainment?
I love sports, but I want to prove to the radio and media industry that I'm not a one-trick pony. I think in any career you go into, and I tell this to high school kids I speak to, you might have a passion for one thing, but it's
Mhm.
also good to be diverse and wear many hats. I don't have a hat on today, but I wear 10, 11 different hats. And I love this show because it's not just sports. And I think being in security, I dealt with all walks of life of people. And I think my security career really prepared me for this. So I just think to make myself more marketable in the media industry, it is not good. I love sports, but it's good to be diverse in what you do.
Yeah.
And I want people to see my show and say, hey, he can talk to sports people, but he can talk to doctors, lawyers, musicians,
Yeah.
producers.
Yes.
So that's what I love about it the most. And it's good storytelling too.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I agree. That is fun. If I had a talk show, I would want to talk to everyone. Oops. As well as detectives. That would be fun. I have to take this bird out.
Yes. And
Chris.
again, where can our audience find you on social media?
On Instagram, I'm at Andrea, Andrea. Then put in my last name, which I say Abbate, but it's spelled like Abbate, Abbate. And the
Okay.
same on TikTok and or YouTube.
Well, Andrea, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. Take care of Sheriff for me and take care of your
Yes.
dogs. And give me a little bit of time tonight and I can send you the full video, the audio, and some reels and clips from tonight's show. And continue
Okay,
success,
fantastic.
continue success, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. That wraps up season 13, episode 28, overall 688 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph, Ottawa. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles. You can give them a call at 519-824-0210. I want to say thank you to tonight's guest, Andrea Abbate, a stand-up comedian, a TV writer, producer, and actor, for coming on as well. And on my ticker, Andrea has got some comedy shows coming up. I believe in San Diego, starting tomorrow night. April 3rd, Comedy Heights in San Diego. April 4th, Comedy Heights in San Diego. April 11th, the stand-up, the Bellflower. April 18th, the Phantom Project Theater. And she's got many more coming up as well. And I want to say thank you to Andrea Abbate and also her parrot, Sheriff, for coming on here tonight as well. I do have another announcement to make, guys. The next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show on Friday, April 3rd, Good Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern, with special guest Diane Bella Rose, an author and singer and songwriter. She's the author of a book called Fire and Ice as well. So I'm really looking forward to having Diana Belrose. Diana Belrose, an author and singer and songwriter, on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And I am working on more guests for next week as well. And as we wrap the show up, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter weekend, with it being Good Friday tomorrow on Friday, April 3rd, and then Easter Sunday is on Sunday, April 5th. So just want to wish everybody happy Easter, happy holidays, and thank you everyone for watching this show as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, I will put Andrea Abbate's social media sites on my ticker. Her website is andreaabbate.com. She's also on TikTok at Andrea Abbate 544, and Andrea is also on Instagram at Andrea Abbate, and you can find her on Facebook as well, and her YouTube channel as well. Please subscribe, like, and share as well. Pardon me, folks. I've been battling a cold this week, and I'm just trying to fight it off. So, and I want to say thank you to everyone for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. And this is the reason why I always have water or drink with me, is because if I get a cough, it's hard to talk. So, anyways, as we wrap up this show, guys, it is Truck Month at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership. That's right, 0% financing for 72 months. For more details, visit the dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph, Ottawa, or call 519-824-0210 Tell them Chris Palme sent you, or information at barrycullen.com. And again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet is the proud sponsor and advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. As we wrap this show up, guys, the Cambridge and District Humane Society is having a fundraising event on Saturday, April 11th, 2026, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club, located at 1500 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. They're having a Prohibition Speakeasy fundraising event, 1920s theme. Tickets are only $75 per ticket, and you can purchase your tickets at cambridgehumanesociety.org, or you can call them at 519-623-7722, extension 0. Ask for Kat or Zach, and you can purchase your tickets through phone, or you can drop by the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road, not far from the Newfoundland Club or the Cambridge Centre Mall, and you can see Zach or Kat at the front desk of the Cambridge District Humane Society and purchase a ticket. Yours truly, CDP, will be there on Saturday, April 11th from 7 to 11. They will have some appetizers, some desserts, some refreshments, and they'll have some live bands there as well. So support a great cause. Help homeless animals out by buying a ticket to the Prohibition Speakeasy fundraiser. And if you're a business and company and you might not be able to attend an event, but you'd like to donate a prize for their silent auction, you can email me at cpalme19@gmail.com or contact Zach or Kat at the Cambridge District Humane Society. Again, 519-623-7722, extension 0. And if you're also looking to adopt a pet, check out their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. Recently, 2 longtime dogs that were down there, Christopher and Daisy, were both adopted recently. And they have dogs now like Bernie and Duncan and Opie down there looking to be adopted. And Michelle and her staff do a great job in looking after the homeless animals and making sure they get adopted into good families and homes. And I'm down there twice a week as a dog volunteer as well. They do a really great job down there as well. So if you're interested in even volunteering, go to their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. And you can also check out the pets that are up for adoption on the website, and you can fill out their volunteer form there as well. And again, at the Cambridge District Humane Society, you can't buy happiness, but you can adopt it at the Cambridge and District Humane Society. And hopefully we'll see some of you at the Prohibition Speakeasy fundraiser on Saturday, April 11th, 2026 at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club, again at 1500 Dunbar Road in Cambridge. And as we wrap up this show, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available in the Instagram. And I am working on having the show on TikTok, so bear with me. Please make sure you check out my website, my official website, beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. You can also, speaking of TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok. I'm a full-time content creator there at Chris Palme on TikTok. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars, live streaming, podcasting, check out StreamYard. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans. And if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, go to StreamYard.com and contact your sales department for pricing as well. And yours truly has been with StreamYard now for over 5 years. 5 years. Give them a big thumbs up. Finally, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, Good Pods. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Finally, guys, you can email the show Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And I'm also on PayPal. If you'd like to support my YouTube channel, my 3 talk shows, you really like my media and talk show content, paypal.com/Chris Palme or cpalme19@gmail.com. Or better yet, you can book a personalized video message from yours truly, CDP, through cameo.com/Chris Palme. Look forward to getting your cameo requests soon. Finally, guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP 19, everywhere on social media except for Snapchat. And also remember to subscribe, like, and share to my YouTube channel, Chris Palme Live with CDP Talk Show. Let's get Chris to 1,000 subscribers. I'm about 100 and I'd say 184 away from 1,000 subscribers. So please check out my YouTube channel. And I also have a YouTube Shorts channels as well. There's lots of content there as well. And that is about it, guys. We got Saturday, March Madness going on, Final Four. We got Michigan against Arizona, and we've got UConn against Illinois. I've got UConn winning and Michigan winning. So it's going to be Michigan Wolverines against UConn for the men's basketball championship. I believe on Monday night as well. And tonight we got NHL action. The struggling Red Wings against the Flyers in Philadelphia. At last count, the Wings were up 1-0 after the first period. And NBA tonight, Minnesota at Detroit at 7 o'clock. Again, excuse me for my cold. I picked up a bug this week and I'm trying to get through it. Liquids really help. And then National Lacrosse League. The game of the week, Saturday, 7 o'clock. I believe it is the TSN game of the week with Matt Cullen, Pat Gregor, and Ashley Docking. It's going to be the Vancouver Warriors, 11-4, taking on the 9-6 Buffalo Bandits. Can the Bandits win their 6th game in a row? And can they also even up the season series against Vancouver at 1-1? Vancouver beat the Bandits about a month ago in Vancouver as well. So Bandits, Vancouver, 7 o'clock Saturday night. CW23 Network in Buffalo, and also on TSN and NLL Plus. And you can listen to the game on WBN 930 in Buffalo with John Gerkler, Steve Bermal, and Dave Buchanan as well. And that is about it for tonight, guys. I want to say thank you to my guest, Andrea Abbate. Again, a stand-up comedian, TV writer, producer, director, for coming on here tonight. And I want to say thank you to you, the audience, for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you back here Friday night, April 3rd, 8 o'clock, with Diane Belrose, singer, songwriter, and the author of her own book called Fire and Ice. Have a good night, everybody. And again, the show is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership here in Guelph and hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme. Have a good night, everybody. See you back here Friday at 8 p.m. for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show.